Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into the humble tilapia, um, a fish you might not give much thought to, maybe.
Right.
But it's quietly becoming, well, kind of an unlikely hero in the global food supply chain.
It really is.
The market data we've dug into tells a genuinely compelling story. Consistent growth, fascinating shifts across continents.
Hmm.
We're taking a deep dive into the global tilapia market outlook, 2021-2033 projections.
And it's more than just numbers.
Exactly. It's not just a dry report. It's like a window into how global protein demand is evolving. Our mission today is to cut through the noise, giving you a shortcut to understanding a market that's really set to boom.
Yeah.
From, established consumers in North America to the rapidly expanding economies in Africa and Asia.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these projections show more than just economic trends.
Hmm.
They reveal the increasing reliance on aquaculture to feed our growing world. And tilapia is right there, positioned as a crucial, accessible protein source.
Accessible is a key word there.
Definitely. So this deep dive will offer a clear snapshot of where this market stands, where it's headed, and which regions are really leading the charge in this often underestimated sector.
Yeah.
You might find yourself having a few aha moments about global trade, food security, maybe even regional development, all sparked by this versatile fish.
Right. Okay, let's start with the big picture then, because the numbers are significant.
They really are.
The global tilapia market, it's on a trajectory of sustained growth. In 2021, it already generated over $8 billion US. $8 billion.
Already a huge number.
But get this. By 2033, that market is projected to reach an impressive $12.18 billion.
Wow.
We're looking at a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of about 3.55% globally over more than a decade.
Mm-hmm.
So what does this consistent climb tell us about the broader landscape?
Well, if we zoom out a bit, that sustained 3.55% CAGR, it isn't just a minor blip. It really underscores tilapia's growing role as a global staple. It points to robust and increasing demand. And that suggests resilience, too, across various market factors.
Resilience, yeah.
It's less of a fleeting trend and more of a fundamental shift, really, in global food consumption patterns, signaling that this accessible protein is becoming increasingly essential for populations worldwide.
Okay, essential. That's strong. Now let's crisscross the globe. Let's start with North America.
Okay.
This region holds a substantial portion of the market, generated nearly $2.84 billion in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And it's expected to climb to over $4.15 billion by 2033.
Steady growth.
Yeah, a steady CAGR of around 3.3%. The United States, naturally, is the largest piece of this, projected to reach over $3.2 billion by 2033.
Makes sense.
But here's where it gets interesting. While the U.S. grows at a solid 3%, Canada and Mexico are actually outpacing it.
Oh, interesting.
Canada, for instance, shows a higher regional CAGR of nearly 4.4%.
Wow. Okay.
And Mexico isn't far behind with a 4% CAGR. So why? Why do we see these varied growth rates even within a relatively mature market like North America? What's driving that faster adoption in Canada and Mexico?
That's an excellent point. And that difference, that divergence in growth within North America suggests a few things.
Mm-hmm.
In the U.S., tilapia is, well, it's already pretty integrated, right? So growth is steady, but perhaps less explosive.
Okay.
But in Canada and Mexico, we might be seeing a more recent surge in consumer adoption, possibly fueled by, evolving culinary trends or even more targeted aquaculture development.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's a greater push for locally sourced, affordable protein options?
Could be.
Or perhaps these markets are just finding new ways to incorporate tilapia into local diets, restaurant menus, making it more appealing to a broader base.
So it's about market dynamics within the region.
Exactly. It highlights that even within a mature market, there's still significant room for dynamic shifts.
Right. Okay, moving across the Atlantic then, Europe.
Europe, yeah.
Europe's tilapia market is also expanding, forecasted to reach over $3.3 billion by 2033, with a KGR of about 3.06%. So still solid growth.
Solid, yeah.
But much like North America, we see a spectrum of growth here, a real mix.
Okay.
The United Kingdom is leading Europe with a strong 3.9% COGR.
Right.
And Germany is also showing solid growth, around 3.4%.
Okay. UK and Germany leading.
But then some countries like France, Italy, Russia, Spain, Sweden, they're growing more modestly, in the 2.4 to 2.8% range.
So a bit slower there.
Yeah. And then there's Switzerland, with a notably slower CAGR of just 1.6%. That's quite low compared to the others.
1.6%. Wow, that is a difference.
What explains this patchwork of growth across Europe?
Well, what's fascinating here is how local factors really come into play.
Okay.
The slower growth in Switzerland, for example,
Yeah.
it isn't just a random deviation. It might reflect, say, a stronger cultural preference for traditional freshwater fish.
Ah, okay. Local tastes.
Or perhaps more stringent environmental regulations. Maybe that makes large-scale non-native aquaculture less viable or desirable there.
That makes sense.
In contrast, you look at the faster growth in the UK and Germany.
Yeah.
That could indicate a greater openness to new, affordable protein sources. Or perhaps a more active role of importers and distributors in really popularizing tilapia.
So market acceptance and promotion.
Exactly. It really underscores how even global trends can kind of hit a wall or accelerate depending on those deeply entrenched local tastes, policies, and, well, market acceptance.
Right. Now let's shift focus again. Asia Pacific.
Ah, yes, a key region.
Absolutely. This region is truly demonstrating some of the most impressive growth globally.
I saw those numbers, yeah.
The market is projected to soar to over $2.8 billion by 2033, with a robust KGR of about 4.06% overall for the region.
Strong.
China, as you'd expect, dominates in sheer revenue, projected to exceed $940 million by 2033.
Huge market.
But here's a truly striking detail, I thought. India and Singapore.
Yes.
They are showing some of the highest growth rates globally. India is accelerating at over 5.1% CAGR.
Over 5%.
And Singapore is even stronger, a remarkable 5.3% CAGR.
Wow. Singapore, too.
So what's driving this explosive growth in Asia Pacific, especially in places like India and Singapore?
Well, if we connect this to the broader picture, the high growth in Asia Pacific, particularly India and Singapore, it's likely a powerful cocktail of factors.
Okay, like what?
Beyond just, the large populations and increasing urbanization.
Right, the usual suspect.
Exactly. We're seeing rising disposable incomes and just a constant search for affordable, accessible protein sources. But I think it's more specific than that, too. In places like India, you have a burgeoning middle class really embracing new protein options. And local innovations in intensive, low-footprint aquaculture are making tilapia incredibly competitive against more traditional fish.
Ah, so local tech and adoption are key.
Precisely. This isn't just about general affordability. It's about successful integration strategies, tailoring tilapia production and culinary use to local tastes and capabilities. That makes it a major hub for both production and consumption.
Fascinating. Okay, moving west a bit to the Middle East.
Right.
We find another region with significant expansion here.
Okay.
Projected to reach over $608 million by 2033.
Okay.
At an impressive 4.57% CAGR for the region.
Another strong growth area.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia leads this region with a strong 5% CAGR.
6%, wow.
And the UAE also shows powerful momentum with nearly 5% CAGR as well.
Very strong numbers there, too.
Yeah. And other notable countries like Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, they're also contributing significantly. This region is certainly making its mark. What makes the Middle East such a strong growth area for tilapia?
This leads us to think about the unique drivers in the Middle East, right?
Like
well, with resource constraints, climate challenges, particularly around water.
Yeah, a big issue there.
Absolutely. So a strong focus on food security and diversifying food sources is just paramount. Tilapia aquaculture offers a viable way to bolster local food production, maybe reduce reliance on imports, and potentially utilize more sustainable water systems like recirculating systems where traditional fishing might be less feasible.
So it's strategic.
Very much so. It's not just market demand, it's a strategic investment in securing the region's future food supply.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, let's unpack what could be the star of this report. Africa.
Ah, yes. The growth leader.
Absolutely. This region is showing some of the highest growth rates globally. The market's projected to nearly double.
Double?
Yeah, from about $344 million in 2021 to over $640 million by 2033.
Incredible.
Reflecting an impressive 5.4% CAGR overall.
5.4%. That's the highest regional KGR we've seen.
It is. Nigeria is a major player, growing at over 5.3% CAGR.
Okay.
But the numbers for South Africa, even more remarkable, demonstrating a phenomenal 5.89% CAGR, almost 6%.
Nearly 6%. That is incredible momentum.
It really is. So what makes Africa the global leader in tilapia market growth? What's happening there?
What's truly fascinating, I think, is just the sheer pace of growth in Africa.
Yeah.
It suggests this powerful combination: increasing local demand from rapidly growing populations, coupled with potentially improving infrastructure for aquaculture.
Right.
And tilapia's suitability. It's affordable, it's adaptable as a protein source, makes it a perfect fit for meeting the continent's protein needs.
Perfect, yeah.
We're seeing a significant movement towards local production, both to ensure food security and, importantly, to create economic opportunities.
Economic development, too.
Absolutely. So Africa isn't just a market for tilapia, it's becoming a key region for global food system innovation,
Yeah.
really demonstrating how this fish can be a sustainable, accessible answer to increasing protein demands.
A real powerhouse in the making. Okay, finally, let's touch on South America.
Right.
The market there is projected to reach over $643 million by 2033, with a consistent CGR of about 3%.
Yeah.
So steady.
Steady, yeah. About 3%.
Brazil leads the region with a solid 3.37% CAGR.
Mm-hmm.
And Argentina and Colombia also show strong, steady growth, around 3.2, 3.3%.
Okay, consistent across the board there mostly.
Pretty much.
Right.
Peru and Chile are contributing as well, though maybe at a slightly slower pace, like 2.6, 2.7%.
Got it.
So what does South America's performance tell us in the wider context?
Well, in that wider context, South America's consistent growth, while maybe not as, explosive as Africa or parts of Asia,
Right.
it indicates a steady integration of tilapia into local diets. People are eating it.
Yep.
It also points to an established, mature aquaculture industry that's still expanding.
Okay, established but growing.
Exactly. And this speaks volumes about tilapia's versatility, doesn't it? Across diverse global culinary landscapes, it proves its adaptability and acceptance in various cultural, economic contexts. This steady trajectory signifies a market that's found its rhythm and just continues to see consistent, reliable demand.
Reliable demand. Okay, so let's pull this all together. What does this all mean for us, for you listening?
Yeah, the big takeaways.
This deep dive into the global tilapia market outlook really highlights a few key things. First, we've seen sustained, impressive global growth, driven by that consistent CAGR of 3.55%.
Mm-hmm.
That will see the market exceed $12 billion by 2033. This is far from a niche market.
Not at all. It's a significant global force.
And what truly stands out, I think, is the incredible momentum in emerging regions.
Definitely.
With Africa leading at over a 5.4% CAGR,
Incredible.
Asia-Pacific over 4%, and the Middle East over 4.5% CAGR.
Right.
That really shows us where the most dynamic shifts and, frankly, opportunities are unfolding.
And this whole discussion, it raises an important question about the global food economy, doesn't it? How central is tilapia becoming?
Yeah, exactly.
These figures really confirm its position as a crucial, affordable protein source worldwide. The strong growth in emerging markets. It points directly to its vital role in food security and economic development in those regions, providing accessible nutrition.
Accessible and affordable.
Key points. Meanwhile, established markets like North America and Europe continue to show strong, if maybe more moderate, contributions, which indicates widespread, enduring demand for this versatile fish across all sorts of economic and cultural landscapes.
It really highlights how integral aquaculture, and tilapia specifically, has become to feeding our planet.
Absolutely.
What a fascinating deep dive this has been. We've seen how the tilapia market is on this robust, sustained growth path, projected to reach well over $12 billion by 2033.
A huge figure.
And like you said, this isn't just about fish. It's about global food trends, economic shifts, and how different regions are contributing to and benefiting from this expanding market.
And the data, which comes exclusively from cognitive market research, it paints a really clear picture of an industry with significant global impact. It certainly challenges any assumptions one might have had about the scale and importance of this particular protein source in the global food supply chain.
Absolutely. So for you, our curious listener, here's a final provocative thought to maybe mull over.
Okay.
Given these strong projections and this increasing reliance on tilapia as an affordable protein, how might the continued growth of this single fish species shape local ecosystems and dietary habits?
Yeah.
Especially in those regions experiencing the fastest expansion over the next decade.
Good question.
What new challenges or maybe opportunities might arise from this growing global reliance on tilapia, particularly as we think about long-term sustainability? Something to think about.